Hey friends, it's me, the Ebony Otaku, the well-rounded nerd. Look what my husband bought me. So I'm going to bring y'all on a trip real quick to look at my desk. Look at this. This is why he got it. So I have a desk garden, as you can tell. I have 3 lilies and 3 orchids and a little rose bush. That's just on my desk. Uh, This one here will bloom as a blue orchid. That one back there, well, it's like a blue teal. That one back there blooms white. And of course, you can see my lilies, hey Godzilla, and all that kind of stuff. So I have quite the garden sitting on my desk. And whenever I travel for work, my husband will bring me flowers. Recently, when he's wanted to get me flowers, I have asked for flowers that last. So I have flowers all over this house, like plants, not just, I need a new aloe plant though. I have 2 pothos that are growing out of control. I have 2 other rose bushes. I still have my poinsettias from Christmas that he got me early December. They're still doing beautifully. She likes plants. I'm a plant nerd. I've got 2 blueberry bushes waiting that are in the house right now. They're starting to bloom because it's warm in the house, but I'm waiting for the right temp. They've got to be planted before the end of March, so they should be outside by the time this video comes out. But the last time I had to travel for work, a friend of ours had actually come into town, and I was actually supposed to drive myself home from the airport because I'd taken myself to the airport, and he dropped my husband off at the airport so he could drive me home, and he bought me flowers. He didn't have time to go to the florist, so he bought me these. It is a Lego Botanicals, and I've seen these, and I've been really interested in them. But this one is a mini orchid. This one says it's for 18 plus, so I'm closer to the age. I'm still the plus. 274 pieces. I don't think it's going to be the most difficult. I may not be able to build it in one setting because I'm not good at this. But I have so many Legos to build now. I've got Optimus. I've got Bumblebee. Ultron. I have an Edo Palace to build. I gotta get these things together. Especially since remodels on the house are well underway. I will have space to display them soon. So I might as well start somewhere. And I'm going to start, well, I'm going to continue because I've already put some together. I put together my little baby Yoda with the Mandalorian. It's sitting on my desk. You can't see it. I've put together an Avatar Lego. I attempted a Technic. It's not for me. Those aren't for me. I got lost. Oh, 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 here comes my dog. Come on. Push the door open. Here he comes. Hi. What are you doing? Hey, my baby. Come here. You want a pet? You want pets? Yes? Hi. You're very cute. You're the cutest boy. Yes, you are. My dog refuses to go outside and potty because it's raining. I did get him to go for a little bit, so we'll take it. So I've kind of angled the camera down a little bit because of, working on Legos. I do have a top-down camera where I paint. I don't really have a place to put that in this room. So, we live, we learn. But let's see what I can do. Let's see if I can at least get the pot put together today. So these are definitely the flowers. I'm going to put those over here. I will give Lego this. The instructions have always been exemplary on everything I've built. I did start to try to build a Star Destroyer that my son had got me for Christmas, and I got like 3/4 of the way through and then got confused. But I'm going to assume it's my fault and not Legos because I feel like they do really good instructions. Oh, look at this. They have stuff in here about the plant you're building with the botanicals. I didn't know that. Noble by nature. Creating Lego decor that draws inspiration from nature is a relaxing and rewarding way to set your imagination free. With their flawless symmetry, orchid blossoms peek out to greet us from the humblest nooks and crannies in nature. Lego! Y'all got Shakespeare on staff and ain't told nobody? Lego wrote about this. Okay, so I'm in bag 1, and it says dump it out. We're not going to dump it out. I am going to lower my chair though. Am I all the way down? No, come on. Ah, there we go. All right, I'm lower. This, like my cup, I made myself an iced chai latte. Golly, it's good. We got the pump that they use at Scooters. My husband ordered some, so I use like the coffee concentrates and milk and like pumps of chai. It's good stuff. You don't have to say chai tea, by the way. Chai means tea. All right. So, oh, there's a bag within the bag. That doesn't bode well for me. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. I'm going to move my wrist rest for my computer, so I have space for Legos. Use your scissors. I will say, once you start getting pieces assembled, it's less awful. I think I'll do the other half of it tomorrow, because it's just after working hours, and I have to go pick up my husband in an hour for us to go do our weekly brush and banter. So I won't get the whole thing done today, but I should get half. If I get the pot done, then I can do the flowers. I'm going to set this to the side. Hopefully I don't need it right now. Okay, so 1, this piece, there's 1 of these, and then 2 of the, oh god, this is where it starts getting funny. Oh, nope, found it quickly. Okay, so, huh? Oh, dead center. So here, 1, there should be another 1 of these. Oh, this is like building Warhammer. Let me tell you what I don't like to do with my life. I like to play Warhammer. I want to build it. Let's see here. Where does it want this to go? So there's these little humps. Yeah. Okay. 1 goes this way. That doesn't feel correct. Oh, wait. A little bit goes on the end. You kind of have to read ahead in the instructions a little bit. Don't tell me I have to open this. Please don't let those pieces be in here. Are they? Oh, is that them? I think that's them. No, I don't want them to be in there. There's another little bag in the bag. I'm gonna keep these in. I'm gonna dump these over here on my mouse pad. I won't have to worry about mixing them up with the other stuff. Okay. Oh, I don't know how I feel about this. Okay, so that'll have a little bit sticking out. There's 4 of these, right? Yes. So 1, then directly opposite 2. Now, you people who are real good at Legos, don't be criticizing me out loud. You keep that quiet. All right, I'm a novice when it comes to Legos. I like them. The stuff that you can build with Lego. Here's why I like Lego. So there's some properties that getting like the actual item darn near impossible. Voltron is an example. When I was younger, and I've told this story before, I had all 5 die-cast lions. But through moving and all the stuff that can happen in childhood, it's gone. It's gone. And I've always wanted another Voltron. Well, let me tell you, getting the 1980 diecast Voltron, she's not won the lottery. So that's not an option for my life to go get that. So I wanted it for a long time. And my husband got me with a Voltron for Christmas, this past Christmas. So that he's going to be he's my final Lego boss. Although it's 5 lions, and from what I've heard, because it's 5 separate lions, and then you put the lions together, it's actually not too bad. So I'll build a lion at a time. Okay, look. Okay. Look, I've already made it through step 3. I'm so proud of myself. Let's see here. Okay. These that came out of the other bag. There's 4 of them. This is the part where it starts getting weird. 1. Hi, Pookums. You coming back? He's coming back. It's a dark and stormy day. That's why it's dark in here. I could turn the light on, but I like the ambiance. 4 of these. Okay. And then there's a gray piece that goes in the middle that faces up. Okay, I'm actually not doing terrible at this. I'm a little shocked that I'm doing as good as I'm doing because who could screw up Legos as me? Like, royally. I'm kind of proud of myself right now, and don't you take that from me, internet. Okay, this isn't so bad. And work in progress Wednesday. The reason they changed it used to be called Brush and Banter because people, bring painting projects they're working on. But now people just bring whatever. You can knit, you can sew, you can build Legos, whatevs. Work on your magic deck. There's one guy who's working on his narrative for RPG events that he does. So yeah, you can bring all kinds of stuff. One of our people there, the gal he's been dating, she's not really into the wargaming stuff, which I understand. It's not for everybody. I will win her over to the dark side. My diabolical plan, I've moved. I'm in a new city. I need friends. So my diabolical plan is just to steal all the girlfriends of my husband's friends. And then also hook up all of my single girlfriends with engineers down here. That's my plan. Anyway, but she's absolutely delightful, and I hope by the time this video comes out, they're still dating. But she does like Legos. It's like, dude, tell her to bring her Legos. Duh. Like, don't try to make her do your hobby. Like, y'all sit together and do a hobby you already like separately. You see, that's why us old people exist. We're here to help the young people. How does that work? Here to help the young people, but I need young people here to help me right now with this Legoing. Oh, okay. Oh, that's how it goes. Oh, it's a stand. It's the stand for the orchid. I feel like I knew that, but now like it makes sense. Oh, here comes that rain again. I wonder how many people will even be here tonight because rain tends to scare people off. Not me. I've driven through a tornado. I've had a lot of adventures that if my mother, Lord rest her, knew some of the things I've done, um, she would be like, "For real though?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, it's a thing that happened. Can't do anything about it now." I've been a lot of places and been through a lot of dangerous weather. That is part of traveling. Is sometimes things go exactly the way you want, and sometimes not so great. I'll tell you a story while I'm building. So last year when we went to Monterrey, which we're going to Monterrey again this year. I love Monterrey, Mexico. It's one of my favorite cities. Something happened that doesn't happen very often there. It rained. Like, okay, it is in the desert, and deserts do get rain. It's just very low rain. Their water comes from way up in the mountains. And I got a text. 1 second. Got it. Woo! Yes. All right, good deal. I answered. Um, where was I? Yeah, so we go to Monterey, like we always do. How many of these are there? I need 4, 2 of those, and all 4 of those. Okay, got it. Building another part of the thing now. So we don't always go to Monterey, but one of the schools that we work with, that instructor lives in Monterey, and that's where his school is. So we've just been going to his school for the past couple of years. We did take a break and go somewhere else. 3 years ago, I think, 2 years ago. I don't know. I did that backwards. Nope, here we go. Oh, well, look. I'll be John Brown. Look at, oh my God, this is amazing. So, but anyway, Monterey's in the desert. It's in the top portion of Mexico. Like, you know where like the Guadalajara desert is, the Chihuahua desert, like all in that area. Um, Incidentally, Chihuahuas come from Chihuahua, Mexico. Uh, so it doesn't rain there. Now I have been there when it has rained, but it rained for like 20 minutes and then it was gone. And then it was super hot because desert and steamy. It was gross. There was a tropical storm that came through the Gulf of Mexico, and it carried over into Monterey. So, the big hook, there's the American coastline and the Mexico coastline. A hurricane had come through and then it turned into a tropical depression. It usually just keeps on going up through the southern United States. No, it decided to cross on over. It sure did. And when I tell you, it was crazy. So me and my husband fly out of Huntsville. The rest of our team flies out of Nashville. And we actually land when we're supposed to. We got there just before the weather started getting bad. And there's one other gentleman who goes on our trip every year, and he lives in Texas. He lives in Waco. And so he came, and we all three got to the airport when we were supposed to. And then all hell broke loose. Like literally maybe an hour after we landed, the city of Monterey started shutting down. When we got there, there was like water everywhere because you got to remember it's in the desert. They're not prepared for rain. It's kind of like when people laugh at the South and like, oh my God, y'all aren't prepared for snow. No, we're not. They are. They live in the desert. They're not prepared for rain. It's not a thing. And from what we understand, the city was starting to flood. And our teacher down there, our partner teacher, he was on his way to come get us from the airport. But our team from Nashville took off late, and then they made it to Atlanta, and then they took off really late from Atlanta. So he's just going to come get us all at the same time. We waited in the airport. I can't tell you how long we waited. In a long time. But with that waiting, we were watching the news and seeing what was going on, and but it flooded like parts of that valley under the mountains, because Monterey is surrounded by a mountain chain. It's quite gorgeous, actually. It's beautiful. But because of that, when it rains, it pours. And what ended up happening was, when we thought that he was, just waiting on the rest of our team to get there. No, it turned out that when he was coming to get us, it was so difficult to get through all the water because all the streets were flooding. So he was, fighting for his life coming to get us. We waited as long as we could at the airport for our team. But, we have been up, since time began. We were very tired. And eventually we're like, dude, you gotta take us to the sleep place. So we did. We ended up eventually leaving the airport and going to where we were staying. But while we were there, I was keeping an eye on the flights, and it said eventually that our friends who made it to Atlanta were going to take off. So he drops us at the house. I start making dinner for everybody in case, they are able to make it. And they take off. And I was like, okay, I think you can go get them. The plane takes off. So with the plane taking off, we're like, okay, everybody's going to be here soon. I make tacos for dinner. It was a good time. It was a good time. She cooks. I am the cook of the group. It's what I do. So I just lay this here. What's going to keep it connected? So trust the process. Trust the process. So we send him off, and we don't see him back for like 5 more hours. In the meantime, I'm watching the radar. My husband's watching the radar. The other guy's watching the radar. We're trying to see, where they are. Are they going to land? Is this going to happen? And we saw that plane actually get to Monterey, circle the airport for like 2 hours, and they sent them away. Because just like we'll shut an airport down for ice and snow, they shut it down for too much water. The runway had flooded. There's no drainage in the desert. Not there, not on their airport. It's because it doesn't rain. So they shut it down. And so we were like, oh, well, what do we do now? Um, but our guy going doesn't know this. He's halfway there and he can't look at a phone or anything. One, it's a stick shift. And two, it's so treacherous out there that, like, why? I mean, people, let's be real, everybody take a risk with a phone in the car. I didn't say do it. I'm not condoning it, but human's gonna human. He was not taking risk that day, and I appreciate it. Nobody wants to hear a bad report, but he barely gets to the airport by the skin of his teeth. And when he got there, like literally like 2 or 3 minutes after he got there, they sent the plane back, and they ended up landing in San Antonio. There was a possibility of them taking off again. This is the bulk of our team. This is where my instructor is too. He's on this plane. But they ended up having to stay in San Antonio for the night. And me and the guys had tacos. And my husband and I had the house to ourselves, which, not gonna lie, that was kind of great. Because that was all the peace I got on that trip. I'm joking. I love my people. I wouldn't go if I didn't love my people. But when he got back, he told us that he was actually scared, which I've known this guy for a really long time. So him saying he was scared was a completely foreign set of words to me. But he said that the roads were so badly flooded. He was in a Volkswagen van. Because and that's usually what we drive when we're there, some kind of big touring van. He said the flooding was so bad that one of the parts where he was going across a low-lying area, that it the water came up into the van like at his chest level. You know how high up a Volkswagen van is? I'm glad nothing happened to him. It was scary. And I've never experienced anything like that before or since. And then what ended up happening is we had, too much water when we got there. And then later on in the week, all the water got shut off because the water treatment plant up in the mountains was flooded. And because the water treatment plant got flooded, it got contaminated. So they had to shut off the water to the valley we were in to fix the water treatment plant. So 10,000 of our closest friends, we're all out in the Mexican desert, not bathing for 3-4 days. It's a good time. It's a real good time going on. And I'm the one who's in charge of the kitchen and cooking. How she cooks. Y'all seen my food. She cooks. But I also know how to feed a lot of people for not a lot of money. My best friend had a catering business before she passed, and I helped her a lot with her business. So because of that, I'm very well equipped to feed a lot of people for not a lot of money, and home cooked food. Like, I introduced these kids to American Fried Chicken. So they got a little spoiled on this trip, not gonna lie. And apparently this year it's been requested that I bring American Fried Chicken back. So we had to use, like, those big giant, water jugs and whatnot instead of the house water. And luckily it had rained so much that we had collected a trash can full of water that we could use for the toilets until those 9,000 children I didn't know I was taking care of. He had told the parents at the Taekwondo school that he would take care of the kids all week, which is fine. But you know who he didn't tell? The person cooking. So the second day when everyone's there and I made breakfast, I cooked an entire rash of bacon and it was gone in 60 seconds. Because I didn't know the kids were there. So I immediately had to go back to the store and plan for feeding more people. I was like, dude, I don't mind feeding them. You just got to tell me. I was cracking 35 to 40 eggs every single morning. It was crazy. I used so much butter. I was like, your food's so good. Why is it so good? Butter. The secret is butter. Look at this. Oh, it's coming together. Yay. The secret is butter. But yeah, that was That was a horrifying time. Now, that was a fluke that happened. I've never seen anything like that happen before or since. Where's that supposed to go? Oh, here? Is that where it goes? Oh, we're making a complete circle around it. Cool. But it was a good life lesson for our young people who came, because I mean I'm a modern American. My life is not that difficult. I would love to say it is, but my life is pretty great. Have I had difficult times? Yes, but overall, right now, life is peachy. Um, and it was a it was a way for some of our folks who had not experienced life somewhere else, or even within our own country, had maybe not experienced any kind of physical hardship, to go through it, but almost like reading fiction, doing it in a safe way because they're with us and we knew what to do. I would not let anybody in the kitchen. I was in full control of the water. Like, nope, don't come in here and use up my water. I'm not. I'm in here trying to keep my hands clean so I don't give y'all a disease. No, get out. But it was a good learning time. Go from too much water to not enough water. I need to sip on my coffee. It's delicious. I shouldn't be drinking coffee this late, but it's not my fault. It's delicious. So this goes right in the middle here. Uh, okay, there's the yellow line. So you space this way. Oh my God, it's coming together. I think I'm going to get the whole base together. There's only a few pieces left on this part. Okay, and then these 4 pieces go around, and I think I've got the base together. But I'll be honest though, that might be one of my favorite memories on that trip. Not because I did all the cooking and the food was fabulous. It was. Not because, it was because we experienced something none of us, and even the people who lived local, had ever experienced before. And we had scared kids. We had a scared instructor. Some of the people that we work with experienced damage to their homes and businesses. So, we did what we could to help do repairs and stuff. We didn't get to do as much of our Taekwondo stuff as we normally do because we were actually busy just helping people. I've spent the week feeding a whole bunch of children that nobody told me I was going to feed. It was hilarious. But it's one of my favorite memories now. As I'm a caregiver. I'm one of those people who's always going to take care of folks because I cannot help myself, cannot even try to help myself when it comes to helping people. And because of that trip, I got to experience helping the moms there get their kids watched, because that's what I did for them. The kids were with us because the parents were busy repairing their homes. I wish he had told me that in the beginning, but I'm going to feed kids anyway. I'm never going to tell a kid they can't eat at my table. um, you know, and while the parents were off trying to fix things and put the city back together, their kids had a place to be. That's what I could do for them. There are 4 little nibs left, but I've got the pot put together. I'm going to just stack the nibs here and finish this tomorrow. You know, got to really get to know the kids, got to practice my Spanish more. It was good, you know. And it's funny how just, the most random experiences can end up being the best memories. Like in the moment, it was horrifying. But in hindsight, it was a good lesson. Fortunately, there weren't tragedies that happened. Um, at least amongst our group, we were able to help a lot of the people that we know get some things fixed. Like one of the elementary schools that we go, no, it was a preschool actually, that we would go and do a little cute demo for. All the glass in their building got destroyed during the storm. Like it was a whole thing. All the gas stations just shut down, which is a big deal there because here you pump your own gas. Down there, no, that's a job. Somebody else does it. So there's no gas attendants. It was a whole thing. But it's one of my favorite memories now because I learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about my husband on that trip. Me and my Taekwondo group, I think we got closer on that trip. than we've ever been. I'm really looking forward to this year's trip, especially since I'm going to be starting my own class soon. And I couldn't do that without all of you. I really appreciate all of the support, the likes, the comments, the shares, because it's through the AdSense that I will fund my community Taekwondo class. But look, I'm halfway through this orchid. Yay! I like Legos and chit chat. I will, after work tomorrow, put together the leaves. One Lego at a time, not all of it at once. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.